2020 Cadillac CT6 V8 review, saving the best for last. It's a shame, really. This Blackwing V8-powered 2020 CT6 truly feels like the modern luxury flagship Cadillac has always wanted to build: stylish, comfortable, tech-rich and effortlessly fast. It's the perfect embodiment of the brand Cadillac has long strived to be. Yet it arrives just as General Motors puts the final nail in the CT6 coffin. Let's recap. The Cadillac CT6 launched in 2016, with a trio of 4- and 6-cylinder engines, and a plug-in hybrid version soon followed. A small refresh in late 2018 brought sharper styling and a revised powertrain strategy. Just over a year later, the CT6 is already no longer in production. GM's Detroit-Hamtramck plant is now being retooled to produce all sorts of EVs. The Blackwing V8 is a sweet send-off for this sedan, available in the CT6 Platinum, which thankfully wears a 4.2 TT badge and not 800T, as it would in Cadillac's stupid Newton-meter-based naming structure, as well as the higher-performance CT6 V8. Here, it produces 500 horsepower and 574 pound-feet of torque, but if you're lucky enough to score a CT6 V, you'll be treated to 550 horsepower and 640 lb-ft. Regardless of tune, the V8 mates to a 10-speed automatic transmission and sends its power to all four wheels. Cadillac's magnetic ride control suspension and rear-wheel steering are standard with the V8, both of which allow the CT6 to really cut a rug. Honestly, I didn't expect the CT6 Platinum to be as good as it is. The V8 starts up with a surprising roar, settling to a babbling burble at idle. Hit the gas and there's a bit of lag before the twin-turbocharged, 4.2-liter engine delivers its full torque at 3,400 RPM. But once the CT6 is up and moving, there's an absolute crap ton of thrust available whenever it's needed, with even more oomph just a downshift or two away. The automatic transmission is one of the better-tuned 10-speed units I've tested mostly. It's smooth and refined, and isn't constantly hunting for the right gear. That makes it ideal for the sort of city and highway driving this car will do 98% of the time. When putting this CT6 in sport mode, however, the gear changes prove way too slow to be a match for my more spirited driving style. Paddle shifters let you choose your own adventure, but they're set oddly far inside the steering wheel, and even when monomatically working through the gears, the transmission is no more responsive. Still, that's my only gripe with how this CT6 drives. The steering has excellent weight, and MRC keeps the sedan's body composed at all times, filtering out the jostles of highway expansion joints while reducing body roll when heading off the interstate in search of my favorite canyon road. At 5,617 pounds, the CT6 Platinum is a hefty boy, but it never feels cumbersome or lumbers its way through a corner. You'll be shocked at just how quickly you can tackle your favorite curves, the CT6 rear wheel steering virtually shortening its wheelbase as the chassis rotates through a bend. The CT6 is quiet and composed all the while, with little in the way of wind or tire noise permeating the cabin. You can definitely hear that V8, though, and it's got a wonderful aural quality, so much so that I prefer to drive this thing with the windows down, just so I can hear that bellowing beast. Laying into the throttle understandably comes at the expense of fuel economy. The EPA says the 2020 CT6 Platinum should return 14 miles per gallon city, 25 mpg highway and 17 miles per gallon combined, which makes this car subject to a $1,300 gas guzzler tax. I'm seeing about 18 miles per gallon in mixed driving. That is, without question, a lot of money, but it's also fair in the grand scheme of things. You can't get into a V8-powered BMW 7 Series for less than $103,995, and while a Lexus LS 500 is a lot prettier inside, once again, it's a six-figure affair when you load it up like this CT6, plus it can't be had with a V8, and you have to deal with its awful remote touch infotainment. The redesigned 2020 Genesis G95.0 Ultimate poses the biggest threat in terms of bang for the buck, at $79,225 all-in, but the CT6 Platinum is significantly better to drive and it doesn't look as, polarizing. All things considered, the CT6 Platinum isn't a bad buy, and none of this car's competitors come with driver assistance tech that matches the richness of Super Cruise. Of course, good luck finding one. Cadillac made fewer than 500 V8-powered CT6 models, and as of this writing, according to a Cars.com search, there is exactly one CT6 Platinum for sale within 500 miles of Los Angeles, California. If I expand that search to include the full-fat CT6 V, that number increases to just over 20. If you're debating scooping one up, do it. And if you've already snagged one, kudos. Cadillac and General Motors may never build a big, badass V8-powered luxury car like this again.